You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
April 12th, 2018. It's another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. And this will sadly be the last show before Redemption, the pay-per-view, because next week I will not be here. But honestly, right now, it is the celebration to my good times, Mr. Mike Poland. By the way, I'm Seth Drake.
Hey, everybody.
Yep, it's a good time because a piece of shit who decided to no-show a fucking wrestling event at WrestleCon because he was fucking drunk with freaking Carlito and Savio Vega, decided he got fired.
What a trio that is.
Yep, he got drunk. He said he was sick. Oh no, I'm caught on video getting drunk and I'm hanging with Carlito. I'm hungover. I caught on video, hungover, while the event's going on. I'm sick. Oh boy, was he ever sick. Right.
Yep.
So, with that said, that is the big news. And also big news. Because of that shit, they had to change the main event for Redemption. Which was a main event at actually the Impact versus Lucha Underground show. We'll get to later tonight. It is Aries defending the title against Pentagon Jr. or Pentagon Dark if you are Lucha Underground supporters, and Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers.
Should be great.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
Because fuck that piece of shit, he's gone. And we're getting better for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually now going to look forward to this show. But let's get to Impact versus Lucha Underground.
I saw some of it, but I did not make it through all of it.
I made it through all of it thanks to the good folks at New Legacy Inc., which were allowed to commentate the show live as it was happening.
Yep.
So our first match was Chavo Guerrero versus Moose versus Matt Sydal versus Jack Evans, the recently quitted Jack Evans. Yeah, he just recently quit Lucha Underground. Caleb Conley and is that it? Yeah, and Matanza Cueto.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fun opener. Just basically was quick, but it was quick. It was Matanza won by finishing off Conley.
Yep.
Then we had Allie defending her Knockouts title versus Taya Valkyrie. Now, how is this Impact versus Lucha Underground? Well, Taya's in Lucha Underground too.
Yep. Oh, working for both companies.
So, yep. So, basically, this is an okay back and forth match too. Taya actually started working well in the beginning, and but Allie came back and won with the code breaker, not the kick.
Or the Alley Valley Driver.
Yeah, she won with the code breaker. So yeah,
well,
that was.
Just made the list.
You just made the list. And then this was only a fun match if you wanted to see stupidity on the winners of this match ultimately. But it's Scott Steiner and Teddy Hart versus OVE. Wow. Teddy Hart starts off this match with a moonsault on the floor just as Scott Steiner's getting in the fucking ring.
Just because.
Just fucking because. It is Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart, everybody.
Yes. Steiner at some point comes in, wins with the Steiner recliner. He didn't do much selling.
He didn't do much, period.
I know. He didn't do much, period. But yeah, it's Scott Steiner. Dynamania.
He's fat.
It's fat, Dad. It's fat. You will enjoy more Scott Steiner later on. And then we had a very good 6-man tag match as King Cuerno, Drago, and Aerostar took on Andrew Everett, Desmond Xavier, and the returning DJ Z.
Returning from all his issues.
From his neck issues, actually did a lot at a WrestleCon this weekend. He did several shows.
Is he still employed by Impact?
Yes, technically yes. But he did a bunch of shows this weekend. And basically the end, Cuerno hit an Indian Deathlock on the Indian Deathlock for the win. Made Everett tap out.
Mm-hmm.
This was fun. One of the highlights that happened was King Cuerno bleeding from the nipple. I'm not fucking kidding.
He's bleeding from the nipple.
Yes, there was blood coming from his nipple, so he had to put a fucking shirt on.
By the way, our commentary tonight is Josh Matthews and Matt Stryker.
Oh, boy. Thankfully, I didn't have to listen to them too much.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. And, oh, boy, that was fun. Just a very good sprint. Everyone got some time to shine, kept the crowd entertaining. Then we had Trevor Lee, who was supposed to be against Famous B, but Famous B's in a suit, and he just paid Marty the Moth to fight him instead.
Terrible.
Oh, this was not good. This was pretty bad. Trevor Lee won with a pin, thanks to interference from Conley.
Marty the Moth is essentially like a comedy character, right?
Yeah, he's Martin Martinez from Martin something from one of the Tough Enough seasons that got injured.
Oh, probably 11.
It was the last one that had an actual reality TV, was on USA Network. That wasn't on WWE
2011.
Network. Yeah. He got injured. He looked like a really hot start, but he got injured, so he had to bow out.
Yep. Next.
Fucking Silent Rage won that year, and he's gone. Nowhere to be seen.
Yes, the most successful person on that Tough Enough.
Velveteen Dream. Oh, no, he was in the later season. My bad. That season.
He was in that one, wasn't he?
No, he was in the next one, the last one.
Mm-hmm.
That was WWE on the WWE Network.
And it was never heard from again.
Yeah, basically the one that had the freaking Yeti and
the fucking Yeti.
Sarah Burke winning. Both of them no longer with the company. Only one still with the company really is Mandy Rose and Velveteen Dream.
Anyway, on to the rest of the show.
The rest of the show. Oh, yeah. Since we talked about that, LAX versus Killshot and the Mac, and holy shit, that was good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because you might be surprised about this, but Killshot and the Mac are pretty good. Killshot's Shane
Strickland is definitely good. I just saw him at Limitless Wrestling a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Diamante was out for LAX because technically in Lucha Underground worlds, Conan's dead. He got killed. So
Was the Mac on Tough Enough?
No. Willie Mack was never on Tough Enough. He was signed to NXT for like 1 month. He never really made an appearance. He was, but yeah, he had fun. He had fun here. Mack and a Killshot did a power bomb double foot stomp, and only got a 2 count. Yeah, it was freaking insane. These guys, and so Ortiz ended up of course LAX ends up winning with the street sweeper, but they gave Killshot and the Mac a good match. They tried. Remember, I didn't have, for those watching while I'm a little flustered by this, I don't have notes on this show. So I'm going off memory and some other things. And next we had a match that was basically just a stopgap match for Cage versus Eli Drake. Again, Cage is at Lucha Underground. Also, Brian Cage, Lucha Underground. And his girlfriend, by the way, both female announcers did this show. So we got Mackenzie and
the very talented Melissa Santos.
Yes, who just had a baby with Cage.
Oof, that's going to be a genetic freak.
Yep. So, Eli Drake starts off by cutting a promo.
And once
he does his usual lines like, "Let me talk to you," the Kavorka, and Eli Drake.
Cage to team up with him.
Oh, yeah. He's like, "Dude, we used to be teammates down the road." Because, they used to team up at when they were both in NXT at the Performance Center. We used to team up together at FCW. So and then Eli Drake tries to sucker punch him, but Drake saw it coming.
Well, Cage saw it coming.
Oh, Cage saw it coming, right, yeah. Basically, Brian Cage won, of course.
Of course.
He countered a gravy train into a rolling lariat for the win.
The discus lariat.
No, not discus. I don't think it was a discus lariat this time. It was, maybe it was discus lariat. Again. Next up, Jeremiah Crane versus Eddie Edwards.
Sammy Callahan.
And by the way, Josh Matthew, Matt Striker's like, well, there's some shit. Apparently, what's the story behind Sammy Callahan and Eddie Edwards? Well, Sammy Callahan's a son of a bitch. That's what Josh said.
Very professional.
Yes, he called Sammy Callahan a son of a bitch.
He's a son of a bitch.
Yeah. He's not unbiased on this. He's not non-biased on this one bit.
Eddie Edwards is a friend of mine. Really?
No, I don't think it was that. It's just he hates Sammy Callahan. But yeah, so yeah, this was mostly good. Mostly good. Then OVE showed up for some reason, I guess, as Sammy Callahan sent them up to help Jeremiah Crane. I know they're the same person. It's storylines here. But yeah, they help Jeremiah Crane. Jeremiah Crane's about to do the bad spot again with Eddie Edwards, but Don Callis comes out because the refs already been. Don Callis, one of the people working backstage at Impact. So yes, remember Crane also took out the referee, so ref can't stop him. So he throws the towel. So the match is over. Jeremiah Crane won via towel throw. And Crane's about to do it anyway, but Moose comes in for the save.
Moose!
Yeah, this really was not... Fans did not like this finish at all.
Of course, well, it's the same finish that happens in every I Quit match. Before a big spot, somebody always just decides to quit or throw in the towel.
Ah, yes. Then Pentagon Jr. versus Phoenix is announced for Redemption. That got changed. Mm-hmm. And then they announced that one of the 4 people... This is a triple threat match now because one of the 4 people decided not to show up.
Gee, I wonder who that was.
You can guess which fucker it was. It was supposed to be Austin Aries and Phoenix versus Pentagon Jr. and Alberto La Mierda. Yeah, which fucker did not show up? Let's see. Let's find out. It's Austin Aries versus Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix. Oh, shit. Lemire didn't show up, and the fans let him know with a Fuck Del Rio chant.
Yep.
This was a fun match. This was awesome. They did some crazy shit. They basically, mostly Phoenix and Pentagon decide to beat up Aries together. Hey, this guy from Impact, let's fuck him up, and let's fight each other. And they did that. They beat the shit out of him. I think they did a lot of double team spots on this guy. A lot of awesome double team spots on Aries. Ultimately, double super kicking him out of the ring.
Super kick party.
Yep. And then Pentagon Jr. hit a pop-up powerbomb that while while he was up in the air, Phoenix decided to do a flip while in the fucking air and land down and get powerbombed.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, he flew so high he was able to do a flip and come back down for a powerbomb. We were like, what the fuck? And Pentagon then hits the Penta-Driver for the win. This was fun. This was actually better off that Lemire decided not to fucking show up.
And now he's fired.
He's gone. He's out of here. He got the...
hopefully WWE doesn't take him back.
Oh, no. They better not. They better not
take his ass.
Yeah. You better not take his ass back because...
He'll just do the same thing.
He'll just do the same thing. He'll just fuck everything up. But yeah, but by the way, I'll give Josh Matthews this credit. He gave over 30. I know, no, not just that, but on Twitch, he controlled the camera for the entire Twitch, and he gave 30 fucking hours of content.
He's a marathon man. Yeah,
he went 30 hours with doing random shit. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Here's what he did. He spent the entire adventure eating the lark. He saw other people. Okay, here's what he did. They showed the press conference where they got into a fight, where Lemire and Aries got into a little bit of an issue, and Lemire left in his cart for obvious reasons, never to fucking show up again.
I'm going home.
I'm going home. Then we got to see Allie and Rosemary, because Allie's going to do a freaking card, some reading, a tarot reading or something.
Oh, you think Rosemary would be the one doing that?
That's what I meant. Rosemary did it. And Andrew Everett was there, as well as Allie, who had the largest bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Just pass them out to the kids.
And, well, she asked Rosemary if she wants anything. No, Bunny, I will not be eating your sour children. Sienna's there and is on an I'm doing this by notes now from other people who were there because I did not stay 30 hours. Sienna holds up her pinky finger while they go down the elevator.
Pinky down.
And Andrew Everett tries to mac on Rosemary for whatever reason.
That's an interesting idea.
Yep. By the way, so what else happened? They hung freaking Matt Stryker. Not Matt Stryker. He did hang out with Josh, but Josh also pretty much stood most of the time there until one time he actually had dinner with Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley.
Ooh, what an interesting meal that sounds like.
Yeah, he just had dinner with them. That was all it was just them hanging out and having dinner. So, yeah, big credit to Josh Matthews. I hate the guy, but he did deliver content. He was like, oh, hey, I'm going to do whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, you may hate me on Lucha Impact, obviously deserved, but I'm gonna do some shit for this. But yeah, that was pretty much it for Impact versus Lucha Underground. Fun time.
Speaking of him, yeah.
So speaking of Impact. Oh, by the way, they had a nice poster for Taya versus Rosemary, where Taya's on the top and Rosemary's looking up from the upside down, like the mirror.
Sight that is.
Yep. So they play a video package teasing the Redemption main event change.
More on that later. Tonight, Moose versus Sami Callihan, Rosemary versus Taya, and a stupid six-man tag.
Yes, a stupid six-man tag. Thank you. And we will show more of So yes, some of the stuff that was filmed in the actual tapings for the last 2 weeks, because Lamirda being Lamirda, is not going to be shown at all for the next 2 weeks. So you maybe next week expecting this big ass. There was this big ass tag match that they were planning for next week. Nope. You're instead going to see a repeat of the triple threat match from Impact versus Lucha Underground. They're going to re-show it.
I actually have to watch that.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I already saw it once, and I'm going to be at an NXT house show, so I'll be having fun. Yep. Eli Drake comes to the ring with 2 briefcases. He won the briefcase match against the dummy Moose.
Yeah.
And he will announce his tag partner. And he says he was wrong. He didn't want that tag team title briefcase. But now that he can have that and the world title briefcase, he's okay with it. And
alrighty.
Sanjay Dutt loves Eli's promo skills. Laughs several times. Probably out of character, since he's supposed to be the face. And here comes LAX. They want to know who his partner is, and Eli Drake rightfully leaves the ring, since they may beat the shit out of him if he doesn't. And Conan's like, Dude, we do want to know who your partner is, ho. And Eli's like, you're right. I'm probably not the most trustworthy guy. I know that. But my partner is the former world champion as well as part of one of the greatest tag teams, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. And dear God, they give Big Papa Pump a mic.
What could go wrong here?
Oh, talks about white trash in the building. He's one of the best of all time. I'm the greatest world champion in the NWO history. For the NWO, I was one of the greatest tag team of all time, the Steiner Brothers.
And now I own the Sonys.
And Conan's like, what language are you talking? And here's his famous thing. Get your phone, YouTube. I'm world famous, bitch. He legit said that. I'm world famous, bitch. So Conan says, I don't know what language you're speaking, Steiner. But Eli, do you really think you could trust Steiner? And Scott, do you really think you still have what it takes to be in the ring? Because I don't think right now you could tear a chicken at a luau. And Eli Drake gets on back that, hey, we're the current best tag team ever in this industry because it's the big bad gravy daddy and the big bad booty daddy.
Big bad gravy daddy.
He did say
I know Scott's not a potato guy, so you know.
I know, and you could just hear Sanjay laughing when he says that. That's gold, the big bad gravy daddy. I ain't got none. What's my motivation? He's got no motivation. So, yeah. Then they show GWN Moment of the Week, which is Rosemary versus Jade in the steel cage for the vacant Knockouts Women title because Gail Kim said, my back hurts. I can't put anyone over. She would come back a year later and win back the belt. Not for Rosemary, but from Sienna because she couldn't do from Sienna in a triple threat match.
Gail Kim, everybody.
Gail Kim! So, Josh says he won at last year's Slammiversary, and I'm like, no, you lost, if I'm correct.
That's not what happened.
You lost at last year's Slammiversary.
That's not what happened at all, Josh.
And then we get Moose versus Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan comes out alone this time. And they edited the redemption commercial so that Lamirda is not there. It's instead Aries versus Pentagon versus Phoenix. They re-edited it. So DQ, Sammy hits Moose with the bat as he's trying for a spear. Chris Brothers. Oh, wait, by the way, we've got some other news. Bobby Lashley's back in Franklin's back in WWE.
Yep, his first feud will be Elias.
Yep, Franklin's back in WWE for whatever reason. I didn't mean for whatever reason. He's back because he's good. So
he's back because it's rumored that he's going to be the one to take out Brock before Brock leaves.
Yep, even though Brock just signed a new contract.
I've heard it's an extension, but that's for another show.
Yeah, so anyway, the Chris Brothers come out to continue the beatdown. Eddie comes out and goes immediately after Sammy. This is a bad move. He gets beat up too. Alicia Edwards comes out and tries to save Eddie Edwards. What?
And a worse move.
And Sammy is threatening her, but the lights go out. And when the lights come back on, it's Tommy Dreamer.
Because...
And he's mad at them for busting up Eddie Edwards, a guy he likes. And challenged them to a 6-man tag match under House of Hardcore rules, which is basically just a fucking hardcore match. And then it's Petey Williams versus Josh Matthews.
Because why
this
not?
was fucking bad. Josh gets on the mic.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting a beatdown. It wasn't a fucking beatdown at all.
It was a terrible attempt of a comedy match.
Yeah, Josh keeps blaming Petey for the title losses. And he says, I'm going to write a book about beating Petey Williams. It's going to be better than Austin Aries' food fight book.
Somebody read it to him.
Josh keeps delaying things because he wants to stretch after the belt.
Lady Popo?
I don't know, but he wants to stretch. Fans chanting, Josh can't wrestle. And during this match, it is announced that Allie will defend the knockout title against Su Yung at Redemption. So, Josh, Matt Sydal gets up on the ropes. Petey Williams knocks him down. Josh hits Petey from behind. Petey no-sells it. Then chases Josh, and Josh screams like a little girl. Ah! A bug! Oh! Stay away from me, Petey! Gets back in the ring. He tries again to fight him. He tries a fucking Canadian destroyer on Petey Williams. Petey, what the fuck, Josh? And then after all sorts of shenanigans, Petey is about to hit the Canadian destroyer on Josh Matthews, but Sydal attacks, causing the DQ.
Yeah.
And Sydal chokes Sydal out with Sydal
choked himself out?
No, he chokes Petey out with the coat. God damn it. Yeah, this sucked. And they mention a fat-shaming 6-man tag.
Oh, God. You had to make that reference.
Well, they did. They did it. I didn't.
No, I know that's what I was saying.
Yeah. And then we hear from Johnny Impact backstage talking about how Congo Cat and Jimmy Jacobs, and talks about how they must be doing makeup to each other in the jungle.
Oh, maybe.
And so they show up. They basically say, we're going to pop you a little bubble and bring you to reality. And Johnny Impact's like, I'm in reality. Oh, you think I'm amused by you guys interrupting my interview time? I'm not. So next week, I will be in the ring, and you're all invited.
Yay, instead of doing it at the pay-per-view. Which they probably will anyway.
They will anyway, probably. So, time for the 6-man tag match as KM and the Cult of Elite take on Tyrus, followed by...
Somebody thought this whole angle was a good idea.
And Richard Justice, standby wrestler.
Well, you get the payday, but it won't be much.
Josh came back on commentary, and I'm sadly happy to have him back because Sanjay was bombing it out there on his own while Josh was gone. He was not good tonight when he had to do something.
Because he had to carry the show on his own for half of it.
Yeah, he was not good at doing that. So, anyway.
Gorilla Monsoon or Vince McMahon in the 80s.
So, this is the team of fat guys wins. Ba pins a man, finally pins somebody in KM after the bonsai drop. He hit it successfully.
Hey, he gets his revenge. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Whatever. Move on. Moving on. Demon's Dance match. Rosemary versus Taya.
Yep.
And this started slow, but picked up right into back Act 2 of the 3-act structure of a match.
Yep.
Taya started grabbing a steel chair and doing all sorts of shit to Rosemary with it. like kneeing her in the face while she's holding the chair, kneeing her in the face while the chair's planted on her face, kicking her with the chair on her face, kicking the chair, which hits her face, and then putting the chair between her legs and hitting another steel chair.
Ow.
Ow.
That sounds painful.
It's painful. Even for a woman, it's pain. That shit's painful. Yeah. Because even though they don't have testicles, it still hurts.
The metal chair against something.
Against your groin, it still hurts, even if you don't have testicles that can make it hurt. It still fucking hurt. It's still your fucking groin.
And Rosemary gets the win.
Rosemary hits a sling blade on Taya, which Taya's head hits a chair. Rosemary brings in a ladder.
Everybody.
Rosemary arm drags Taya into the ladder, and Rosemary brings in a table. And Rosemary's time to get a fucking
table.
And Rosemary's time to get a fucking concussion because earlier Taya set up a chair in the second ropes. Then but Taya sets that up. And then Rosemary at some point puts Taya in that corner, runs to her, Taya moves, and Rosemary's head hits the freaking chair. She goes for the pin, which I rarely see, and it's a 2 count. That's actually a smart move. So then they go up on the apron. They all plan all sorts of crazy shit up there. They're trying for a road to Valhalla from the top of the turnbuckle into the table because the table's close. So it's not exactly like they have to jump very far. Rosemary tries a freaking red wedding into the table off the top rope. And Taya tries another road to Valhalla. That also does work. Ultimately, Rosemary gets on the top rope with Taya, and it super pile drives her from the top rope into the table. And before everyone says, that's a reckless bump, if you look at it very closely, you can see Rosemary's rear end took the
as it should.
As it should. That's how you do that spot. You take the bump yourself so their head does not hit it. Hit it a little bit. So,
like Bubba Ray doing the powerbomb through the table.
Yeah. He takes most of the punishment.
Yes.
So, yeah. After that, Rosemary wins with a pinfall.
Of course.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Holy fucking shit. And I did like that they did it safely. They didn't do it dangerously also. If you're going to do that spot, please do it safely. I don't want neck injuries or concussions or shit like that.
No.
No, please just do it safely. And they did it safely, thank God. Then they did a video package for Impact vs. Lucha Underground as they explained everything about Lemire not showing up.
Because he's a shitbag.
And him getting fired.
Because
and
he's a
Avery's going on House of Hardcore at WrestleCon and announcing the new main event. Which was because he lost and he said that I never got pinned, but a loss is a loss, so let's do it again. It's me versus Pentagon Jr., Pentagon versus Phoenix. Triple threat match for the world title. So, as some of you might realize, Pentagon could end up with 2 titles, technically.
Maybe.
Because he is also the Lucha Underground champion. They have the new season that's come out, and I really don't think there was much of a change. So, this was... I give the show a C, ultimately, thank God the main event. Thank God the main event has been changed. Like I said, again, I won't be here next week.
Nope, we'll be back in 2.
I'll be back. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll talk about Redemption. You got anything to sell?
Not this week.
I don't either. So, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.